Our top story here at 5:30, new surveillance video appears to show someone who started a fire outside Elephant's Delicatessen early this morning in northwest Portland.
So let's give you a look. The video is hard to make out here. It's hard to make out the person's face, obviously, wrapped in what looks like a blanket here. Fire officials say, well, they're not sure about the person's intentions. They're hoping someone will be able to identify them. The blaze at Northwest 22nd and Davis spread quickly, causing a partial roof collapse with dozens of firefighters, about 60 in all, working for hours to put it out.
Tragedy. I mean, Nick has been working here for 20 years and plus, and I'm just thinking about our employees, our customers, all the generations of memories created in a place like this.
No word on what the person in the video used to start the fire, but if you recognize them, Portland Fire and Rescue wants to hear from you. They are investigating it as a possible arson.
Okay, let's switch gears now to the week to come with a live look from our Rose City Sky Camera. A lot of traffic on I-5 there in the foreground. A lot of raindrops on the lens as well.
That's for sure. Chief Meteorologist Matt Zafino tracking a weather impact alert on the horizon. Hey, Matt.
Hey there, Christina, David. Yes, we are talking weather impact alert for Thursday and Friday. And it's going to be rain pretty good tomorrow, too. So just get ready for rain the rest of the week. And this is likely, as we get into the latter part of this scenario, going to cause some issues for traveling. So be careful driving. It may impact your commute. There could be standing water on the roadways. Certainly low-lying intersections, if any of those are on your commute route or just in your neighborhood, those are likely going to flood. If they flood during a normal good rain, they're going to flood this time too. Make sure you clear your drainages so that you can get rid of the water as most efficiently as possible. And the rivers will rise. We don't have any river watches or warnings out right now. Kind of waiting to see exactly where this band of heaviest rainfall sets up and how long it stays there. But we're going to see some big rainfall totals in northwest Oregon. We got some pretty decent rain, heavy rain in downtown Portland right now, but notice it drops away to the north and west. Really, it doesn't clear out, but the rain scatters out into showers there. So we're not into the heavy rainfall just yet, but during the day tomorrow, the rain will be increasing and becoming heavier as we go into the latter part of the day and Wednesday night. It's also going to get windy tomorrow, and that heavy rain continues into Friday. We'll show you some of these rainfall totals in a bit, and also look at what comes our way next week. Big warm up, so that'll be a nice chance to dry out, guys.
Yeah, that sounds promising. Thanks, Matt.
In an update, a major ruling will impact how federal officers can respond to protesters at Portland's ICE building. A judge has essentially barred them from using chemical munitions, things like tear gas, pepper balls, or flashbangs. That is, unless there is an imminent threat to officers or others. This all stems from a lawsuit filed by protesters, including a man known as the Portland Chicken, who argued federal agents repeatedly used excessive force, violating protesters' protected speech.
What I've been able to witness in my extensive time down there has been a pretty consistent tactic of using violence and force irrespective of the conduct of the crowd.
During last week's three-day hearing, attorneys representing protesters showed numerous videos like this one to help prove their claims. They say the ruling comes at an important time.
I think we are in a moment, a political moment, where people need to be exercising their rights and doing it often, doing it constantly, and that is going to be the check on the authoritarianism that we're seeing right now.
The new decision creates a preliminary injunction that will be in place until a judge lifts it. The government is expected to appeal.
Developing tonight, Portland State University says it is looking at a $35 million budget cliff and could end up slashing some entire departments. Alma McCarty has that story.
At Portland State, faculty and staff understood cuts were on the horizon.
We've been hearing the drumbeat of austerity over and over again.
But for Bill Knight, head of the Professors Union, that didn't make Monday's announcement any easier to accept.
And I think students see that too. And I think students enjoy and love those classes and those professors. It's going to be heartbreaking for them if the scenario produces those layoffs that President Cudd's reaching for.
Layoffs due to the downsizing of 19 academic departments at the university to address a $35 million budget deficit by 2028. School officials cite multiple reasons for the proposal: lower enrollment, higher costs, and limited state funding. University studies, conflict resolution, and Portland Center departments could be eliminated. History, philosophy, world languages and literatures, economics, global affairs, and other departments could be reduced. PSU President Ann Cudd said this in a video statement to students.
Your degree is secure. Rest assured that we have processes in place so that we can ensure that every student can graduate on time with the degree that they want.
In her message Monday, President Cudd emphasized that none of these cuts at this point are set in stone, and the union has time to respond to the proposal.
The article in the contract that this involves, Article 22, allows us 30 days, or we should get 30 days, to counter the administration's financial narrative.
And Knight says they'll be pushing back, arguing that reductions here may have implications beyond the campus.
We've been demanding that we see this as a wider framework of responsibility, that PSU, in making these cuts, abandons its responsibility to its students, the community, but also the economy of downtown Portland, Portland's revitalization, the question of what happens here downtown.
University officials say a final plan is expected in June. In downtown Portland, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
To Estacada now, where City Council last night addressed the arrest of one of their own. Matthew Blevins is accused of assaulting a child in his custody over several years. He's been on council for about a year and is currently in the Clackamas County Jail with bail set at $75,000. Last night, one of his fellow council members calling for his resignation.
I am also of the mind to ask for Councilor Matthew Blevins' resignation. Might not be the most popular, but that's where my heart lies, and that's what, I think would be best for this council.
Blevins was indicted on assault, strangulation, harassment, and criminal mistreatment. His trial is set for April.
New legislation is providing a short-term fix for budget problems at ODOT and preventing layoffs, at least for now. It passed in Oregon's short session, which ended last Friday. Blair Best wraps up what happened for us and talks to one lawmaker who says it was a missed opportunity.
Filling the Oregon Department of Transportation's nearly $300 million budget gap was one of the top and most divisive issues this past legislative session.
There aren't really any easy solutions here.
On Monday, ODOT announced the state will redirect $218 million from existing transportation funds, like Safe Routes to School, to avoid hundreds of ODOT layoffs and service cuts through the next 18 months.
We are all breathing kind of a collective sigh of relief over here.
All thanks to two bills passed this short session. Senate Bill 1601, which redirects millions from existing programs, and House Bill 5204, which lowers ODOT's authorized spending by about $80 million. Catherine Beninati is an ODOT spokesperson.
Both of these are a one-time solution to get us through this budget cycle. And we've really had some challenges with how we are funded, and we're looking for long-term solutions so that we can continue to provide services to Oregonians.
The short session ended Friday, with Democrats largely calling it a success.
Leaders here in the legislature prioritize steady, responsible governance. Together, everyone here in the building tackled the issues that Oregonians care about most. We've stabilized the Oregon Department of Transportation budget. We need to launch a long-term bipartisan conversation about what comes next, and there's more to come on that.
Republican Representative Virgil Osborne, who represents parts of Douglas County, says lawmakers could have done more for Oregonians.
So on the House floor last week, you said something along the lines of lawmakers were spending too much time debating and arguing instead of getting things done for everyday Oregonians. What did you mean by that?
Well, by definition, the short session in Oregon is to go back and revisit laws that we've already passed. It's to look at budgets that need adjustments, and it's to look at, frankly, affordability and things that need to be taken care of. And that's what the short session's for. It's only a 5-week session. But instead, this session, we spent a lot of time doing things like that were just unnecessary.
What about the referendum to move the vote on raising taxes to fund ODOT? Do you think that bill was a waste of time?
That was probably the biggest waste of time, yes.
So what issues do you think lawmakers should have spent more time on?
I think what we could have been doing the whole session was spending more time on bills that literally attracted business. Because we have a problem in the state with jobs. We don't have enough jobs. We're not creating new jobs.
One of the major priorities this session was addressing ODOT's budget gap. Well, we're now hearing that the state will redirect about $218 million from existing transportation funds to avoid layoffs and service cuts. What's your reaction to that move?
Well, first off, I think that the whole thing was a farce. I don't think we were short on money. We gave them an alternative that could have easily taken care of that. But here's my thing: if you're talking about $200 million, to continue on, we just allowed $360 million to go to a basketball team, the Moda Center in Portland. And we argued on the floor on that for quite some time. And if there's that much money available and there's that much money that can be played with, why aren't we taking care of the core mission for ODOT first?
And ODOT says this $218 million is only a short-term solution. What do you think needs to happen to address the agency's long-term funding challenges?
Well, the agency hasn't been held accountable for forever, and we need to redirect some of the funds that are going for certain projects. They need to be redirected into the core mission.
Should ODOT be making cuts before asking taxpayers for more money?
I think there's plenty of money in general funds to handle whatever shortfall ODOT has. If, in fact, we audited ODOT and put them back on their core mission and controlled the spending.
So what do you think needs to change before the next session to make sure the legislature is more productive?
I think a 10% haircut on all agency budgets would be a good first step in the right direction.
Blair Best reporting there. Well, straight ahead, the federal government accused Ticketmaster and Live Nation of illegally driving up concert ticket prices. Now a proposed deal could change how tickets are sold. So why are Oregon and Washington still fighting?
And we'll leave you with this rainy shot from our Rose City Skycam. Lots of droplets on the camera there. Matt's full forecast coming up as heavy rain hits the region this week. We're back in just about 2 minutes.
I'm Matthew Herchick, new morning anchor at KGW. I'm a huge sports fan, and I know I might be from the Buckeye State, but I'm excited to explore what the Rose City has to offer. I want to make sure you're prepared for the day, whether it's bringing you breaking news or sharing those inspirational stories that make you smile. We've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Portland's #1 streaming newscast, Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Welcome back. The Department of Justice has reached a settlement with Ticketmaster and its parent company, Live Nation. The feds sued the concert giant, saying they had a monopoly on the live entertainment industry.
Though some states, including Oregon and Washington, are still fighting. Catherine Cook breaks it down.
Fans pay big bucks to see their favorite shows, but the Department of Justice says the way Ticketmaster and parent company Live Nation have been driving up consumer prices is illegal. So 2 years ago, under the Biden administration, they filed an antitrust lawsuit, hoping to restore competition to the market, in part by separating Live Nation from Ticketmaster.
Live Nation often sacrifices profits it could earn as a venue owner by letting its venues sit empty, rather than opening them to artists who do not use Live Nation promotion services. even during peak concert season.
But on Monday, DOJ attorneys and Live Nation Entertainment announced they'd struck a deal, at least with some states, to lower ticket prices for consumers and end an illegal monopoly over live events. Under the proposed settlement, Live Nation would divest from at least 13 amphitheaters nationwide. They would also have to allow a mix of ticket vendors for some venues and pay a $280 million fine.
Versus the $33 billion that they made last year, drop in the bucket.
That's billion with a B. Portland attorney Robert Parker Jr. filed his own lawsuit against Live Nation about a year before the feds filed theirs. He represented We Are Live Entertainment, which says Live Nation cost their artists millions of dollars. Parker says the states that settled with Live Nation handed the ticket giant a win.
What should have probably happened in terms of divestiture was clearly not significant enough.
Several states agree, including Oregon and Washington, which announced they'll push ahead with the lawsuit. On Monday, Oregon AG Dan Rayfield criticized the DOJ for settling, saying, Oregonians deserve a fair marketplace. We will continue to support the coalition of states committed to holding Live Nation accountable, protecting consumers, and restoring real competition to the music industry.
And maybe the remaining states that are not signing off will be able to extract some further concessions in their particular geographical regions of the country.
Catherine Cook reporting there. Parker says his client asked him to withdraw their lawsuit against Live Nation after the feds launched the antitrust lawsuit. Of course, he'll be watching how this plays out.
Of course, when we're talking concerts and events, I keep thinking about nicer weather.
Yeah, it's coming, right?
It's coming, but not quite yet.
I hope there are no outdoor concerts this week in Northwest Oregon, because it would be rained out big time. Yeah. And not only that, but like this may change your plans for if your kids have soccer practice or any outdoor activities later on this week. It's going to be pretty messy out there, so plan accordingly. It may change your day. Out at the Oregon coast right now, the sea and the sky is stormy looking. Look at that. Good strong, right? Good strong shower offshore from our Lincoln City Skycam. 47 degrees. The winds are light right now, but that will not be the case. 24 hours from now, we'll end up with gusts of about 40 miles an hour out here. Meanwhile, up in the Cascades, this is what we need to see more of, right? 22 degrees at Timberline, 9 inches of new snow last I checked since yesterday. So yes, we've been bringing it on up in the mountains. The base at Timberline now is up to about 70 inches, which is as deep as it's been all year. The passes don't look too bad. This is Government Camp, not completely snow covered, but still below freezing, so I'm sure there are slick spots there. That definitely looks slick at Sandy Am Pass, temperature there 27. And down at Willamette Pass, they're just not getting much precipitation just yet, so the road there is bare. But we should still get a good 20 inches of snow or so on Mount Hood before the snow level rises tomorrow night. Now, the steady and heavy rain that's been over Portland is beginning to slide to the north and east up into Clark County and points north and east. As I said, look at all the snow in the southern Washington Cascades and down through the central Oregon Cascades too. The coast range still getting a little bit of snow. The snow level is still down around 3,000 feet. So good and low. We'd love to keep it there, but it is going to go up tomorrow, especially tomorrow night. Rainfall, not that much in most areas around town today. Hillsborough, 21/100ths of an inch. Vancouver, 11/100ths of an inch. So pretty meager amounts, but boy, is that ever going to change as the rain increases tomorrow and really becomes heavy as we go to tomorrow night, Thursday, and even into Friday. So get set for some really good soakers on the way. And again, this will have an impact on morning drives, afternoon drives, and maybe your day if you have outdoor activity planned. It's going to be a rainy one pretty much all day long tomorrow. We'll top out at about 53. Today we topped out at only 47. Cool day with the rain and just the cold air that's in place too. So yes, definitely on the below average side. Roseburg made 55, Brookings was 52. There is warmer air to the south that will be revisiting us as the jet stream, which is to our south at the moment, is going to lift north. And it's going to tap into all that moisture you see out to the west and produce forecasts like this, just solid green, the yellows and oranges indicating the heavier rainfall, especially as we go into tomorrow night and Thursday morning. That's when the rain's really going to become the heaviest. And I hope this is right. This is by Thursday morning, showing the rain decreasing from north to south and then turning back to snow at lower elevations up in the Cascades, lower than what they're going to be tomorrow night, which would put an end to the really heavy rain. But I mean, look at this forecast. Just through tomorrow night, nearly 2 inches on Mount Hood and about an inch in Portland, and then 2, 3, even 4 inches in the valleys by the time it winds down later Friday and into Saturday. And that's when the jet stream lifts on up to the north. And watch what happens next week. This is high pressure fairly robust high pressure for Monday and Tuesday. Going to push our high temperatures into the 60s. And we've been in the 60s several times already this year, but those will be the warmest days of the year so far. But not today. It's 42 and it's rainy. Freezing level at 3,000 feet, so it is still pretty low. Rainy, windy tomorrow, gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. Weather impact alert days again for Thursday and Friday. Then over the weekend, the rain turns to showers. We get some breaks. 56 on Saturday, 56 on Sunday. We might get clipped with a little bit of light rain on Sunday, but mainly dry, mainly cloudy. And then Monday and Tuesday, it's like, wow, here comes spring-like weather.
There it is.
64 on Monday and 69 next Tuesday as we warm things up, dry things out.
Pack that umbrella, pack that jacket, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what? St. Patrick's Day, I think, coming next week, too.
It is indeed, yeah. This Friday is the 13th, so yes.
14, 15, 16. Count the days there.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Okay, still ahead, it is a Washington program that helps thousands of students get a head start on college. Now, proposed cuts could slow that path and cost future students more. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
Welcome back. In Washington, a popular program that gives students an early start on a college career is now in jeopardy.
Funding for the Running Start program is stumbling as lawmakers work to fill a budget hole. As Eric Wilkinson shows us, the move could be costly for struggling students.
Saray Sonko is studying nursing at Edmonds College as part of the Running Start program. Running Start allows high school students to take free college classes. Many, like Saray, will earn a 2-year associate's degree by the time they graduate.
I want to start out as a nurse and maybe see later on if I want to go further into the medical field.
But now the program itself is in need of some first aid. State lawmakers are looking to close a budget gap, and Running Start is on the chopping block. $14 million in cuts under consideration include eliminating the summer semester and lowering the number of credits students can earn. That would stall momentum for many of the 36,000 students enrolled in the program and possibly result in students having to pay for an extra semester when they get to college.
If you go summer school, that means you are on a faster track to completion. That means you complete early, you get a job early, you can support your family earlier than otherwise. So it's just all around.
For Saray, the financial savings from Running Start is close to $30,000, something she fears her younger sister won't be able to take full advantage of.
It makes me sad though, because my sister, she's a freshman right now. And I'm scared that she's not going to be able to finish with her AA and it's going to cost her more when she gets to university.
Investment return for our future, for students, is big for these things. So the return we get is much higher than the investment.
We're told there are additional discussions happening in Olympia as we speak that could save at least some of these classes. We should know more by the end of the weekend. We will keep you posted. In Edmonds, Eric Wilkinson, King 5 News.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, a morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Stay with us because we have another full hour of news coming up in just 2 minutes.
In the meantime, let's check out the view from our Timberline Lodge sky camera. It's in the 20s. The snow is coming down on Mount Hood. Your top stories are straight ahead.